Happy are those who walk in integrity and follow the word of the Lord faithfully. Blessed are those who keep his commands and seek him with all their heart. They do not stray to do evil, but remain steadfast in his ways. The Lord has given precepts that must be obeyed with dedication and integrity. Oh, if only I could always keep my steps firm in obedience to his laws, then I would never be ashamed when reflecting on all his teachings. With a sincere heart, I will praise you as I learn your righteous instructions. I promise to obey your decrees. Do not abandon me completely. How can a young person stay pure? Only by living according to your word. With all my heart, I seek you. Do not let me stray from your ways. I have hidden your word in my heart so that I might not sin against you. Blessed are you, Lord. Teach me your statutes. With my lips, I will proclaim all the laws that come from your mouth. I find joy in following your statutes, as one who finds an immeasurable treasure. I meditate on your precepts and reflect on your ways. I delight in your decrees and do not neglect your word. Be generous to me, your servant, as I live, so that I may obey you in everything. Open my eyes, Lord, so that I may see the wonders contained in your law. I am only a sojourner in this world. Do not hide your commandments from me. My soul is consumed with a burning desire to know your laws at all times. You rebuke the arrogant, those who have strayed from your ways. Save me from contempt and ridicule, for I follow your statutes. Even if the mighty gather to slander me, your servant will continue to meditate on your decrees. Your principles are my delight and my counselors. Prostrate in the dust, I cry out for you to preserve my life according to your word. When I confess my ways, you answer me. Teach me your statutes and help me understand the purpose of your laws, so that I may meditate on your marvelous works. Even in sorrow, strengthen me according to your word. Turn me away from deceptive paths and grant me the grace to learn your truth. I have chosen the path of faithfulness and set my heart on following your laws. I hold fast to your decrees. Do not let me be put to shame. I run in the path of your commands, for your instruction broadens my understanding. Teach me, Lord, the way of your decrees so that I may follow it to the end. Give me wisdom to obey your law with all my heart. Turn my heart toward your commandments and not toward selfish gain. Turn my eyes away from worthless things. Preserve my life according to your word. Fulfill your promise to your servant so that I may revere you. Remove the scorn I dread, for your laws are good. How I long for your precepts. In your righteousness, preserve my life. May your steadfast love come to me, Lord, and your salvation as you have promised. Then I will answer those who mock me, for I trust in your word. Do not let the truth of your word ever depart from me, for I have put my hope in it. I will always obey your law, now and forever. I will walk in freedom, for I have sought out your precepts. I will speak of your decrees before kings and will not be ashamed, for I delight in your word and deeply love it. I lift my hands to your commandments, which I love, and I meditate on your statutes. Remember your word to your servant, for it has been my hope. In the midst of suffering, your promise is the comfort that preserves my life. Though the arrogant mock me without mercy, I will not turn away from your law. I remember your ancient commands, Lord, and find comfort in them. Indignation grips me when I see the wicked disregarding your word. Yet, your decrees are my song. Wherever I dwell, life is a journey full of unknown paths and difficult decisions. Sometimes we find ourselves in moments of confusion, unsure which direction to take. It is in these moments that the story of the lost sheep, told by Jesus, brings a powerful lesson of hope and reconnection. Imagine a sheep straying from the flock, lost among mountains and valleys, not knowing how to return. Perhaps you felt this way, disoriented, overwhelmed, and without answers. This video is an invitation to find clarity amidst the chaos, using God's Word as a guide. The metaphor of the lost sheep is profound and timeless. In the biblical context, a sheep was entirely dependent on the shepherd for survival. Without the shepherd, it was vulnerable to danger. Similarly, in our modern lives, we become vulnerable when we lose sight of the direction God gives us. This feeling of being lost can arise in many ways: doubts about our identity, overwhelming decisions, or even spiritual distance caused by busy routines and daily distractions. At some point, we all stray from the path, and this is part of the human experience. But there is a powerful truth in this story. The shepherd never stops seeking his sheep. God is constantly searching for us, guiding us back to him. In Psalm 23, we are reminded that the Lord is our shepherd, leading us in paths of righteousness. Psalm 119 also gives us a glimpse of God's role as our guide, describing his word as a lamp for our feet and a light for our path. These passages remind us that even when we feel lost, God never loses sight of who we are. But why do we get lost? There are many reasons that can lead us into a state of spiritual and emotional confusion. The social pressure to be successful, external expectations that often conflict with our inner purpose, technological distractions that pull us away from prayer and reflection, and even sin that separates us from communion with God. All of these can create a barrier between us and the peace we seek. Recognizing these barriers is the first step to overcoming them. How can you know if you're lost? There are signs that may indicate we've strayed from the path. Perhaps you feel a constant restlessness, as if something is missing, even when everything seems fine on the surface. Maybe your prayers have become less frequent, or you feel like you can't hear God's voice in your life. Ask yourself, have I been seeking God in my decisions? Am I connecting with Him daily? Reflecting on these questions can help you identify where you are on your spiritual journey. If you feel lost, how can you find your way back? God's Word gives us clear steps to regain direction. First, return to the Bible. Psalm 119 reminds us that God's Word is a lamp for our feet. This means that even when everything around us seems dark, the Bible illuminates the next step. Second, pray with intention. Talk to God as you would to a close friend, sharing your doubts, fears, and hopes. Prayer is a direct line to the Creator, who is always ready to listen. Additionally, practice gratitude. Often, we feel lost because we focus on what is lacking instead of valuing what we already have. Take a moment each day to give thanks for the victories in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Finally, trust in God's timing. Sometimes we are eager for immediate answers, but God works in His own time, which is always perfect. Trusting Him means having patience and faith, even when we don't understand what is happening. Stories of transformation can be powerful sources of inspiration. Think of someone who faced seemingly insurmountable challenges and found strength in faith. An example could be a person who lost everything but found renewal by trusting in God. These stories not only inspire us, but also remind us that God continues to perform miracles in our lives when we surrender our worries to Him. Now, it's time to reflect on God's calling in your life. Imagine Him calling you by name, waiting with open arms. No matter how far you've gone, it's never too late to return. This video is an invitation to take the first step in that direction. Perhaps it's opening the Bible today, praying more often, or simply setting aside a moment to listen to God's voice in silence. The journey of faith is ongoing, and every step brings us closer to the Shepherd who loves us unconditionally. You are never alone on this path. May this video serve as a reminder that even in the most difficult moments, there is a way back to peace, hope, and God's presence. As we close, remember that you are loved, you are seen, and there is a purpose for your life. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving words of encouragement and faith.